that sound, let the whole world shake. Stomp the ground, hit your feet like a pow wow 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 wow. Do it for the ancestors, do it now. Later get your land back, say it out loud. We're still here, still strong, still unbowed, no fear, no doubt. Stand tall, stand proud. Later get your land back, feel that sound. Where the Navajos at, Indigenous stand up. Where the Hopi at, yes, let's rise up. Where the Apache at, just in the bargain, let's go. Where the Pueblo at, Pueblo proud, power up. Where the Cherokee at, OCO, let me hear that fire. Where the Chato at, check the sea, turn it up. Where the Muscogee at, stomp that beat. Where the Osage at, light it up. Where the Comanche at, make noise. Where the Kio at, let that bass sit. Where the UT at, shake the floor. Where the Shoshone at, Shoshone pride, turn it up. Where the Crow at, lift that spirit. Where the Blackfeet at, make that thunder. Where the Mohawk at, let me hear you. Where the Seneca at, strong. Where the Iroquois at, Six Nations unbreakable. Where the Tenet at, plenty power in the house. Where the Yupik at, Yupik strong, hold it down. Where the Innu at, Innu Nation feel that sound. Where the Mexica at, Mexica Tiawi. Where the Maya at, rise up. Where the Zapotec at, Benissa, shake that ground. Where the Mixtec at, Usavi, where's this up? Where the Puripecha, Pure Hepecha, Stone. Where the Yaqui, give me warriors, let's go. Where the Waramuri, Tada Humara, run that beat. Where the Mapuche at, 10 times we up. Where the Coach at, that spirit rise. Where the Aymara at, shake the sky. Better get your land back, feel that song. Feel that song. Later get your land back.
All right, so we're gonna be getting started shortly.
So they told us that wealth was locked behind boardroom doors that we would never enter. That freedom was preserved for the privileged, the connected, and the already rich. But let me tell you something, that was a lie. See, we are the generation that's rewriting the rule book. See, we don't need $1 million fund. We don't need a landlord's permission, but what we do need is a blueprint, y'all. That's exactly what I'm about to lay down. This is Airbnb Pro Tips, and I am your host, Earl McCray. Every week, we're breaking down real game from real entrepreneurs on how to launch, automate, and scale that Airbnb business. We're giving you the strategies, the money moves, and the mindset shifts that will separate those from the dreams from those who are executing on those dreams. Here, we celebrate the wins, both big and small. Here, we talk to real entrepreneurs, the one that took action and changed their lives. Here, we're giving you the blueprint so that you can stop watching and start building. So, if you're ready to tap into your God-given ability, to turn knowledge into passive income, to create a system that works for you instead of you working for it. Hey, welcome home. This is where transformation begins. This is where faith meets execution. This is where you level up your Airbnb game. This is Airbnb Pro Tips.
All right, we're gonna get started. All right, so there's gonna be other people. I'm imagining they're gonna be tapping in, but to be respectful of everybody's time, Luke, you and I, we gonna hit the ground running.
Sounds good.
As is my tradition, the order of our agenda is I like to start with some wins, success stories, things that we're experiencing that is allowing us to say, hey, I'm further ahead this week than I was a week ago. And a week ago, I'm further ahead than I was a month ago.
Yes,
Small
sir.
wins, not big wins, small wins.
Yeah.
And then what I want to basically do is I want to talk about, after our success stories, I want to talk about some tidbits that I am seeing in the world of short-term and mid-term rentals that we can use to kind of maximize our business. And then I always reserve the last couple 20 some odd minutes for like roundtable questions, things
Okay.
that will, let you kind of, be a little sharper. And sometimes I even do live landlord calls for myself, even though I don't have that set up for this evening. Those are always options that we have.
Okay.
Um, so that's the focus, man.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's just you and I for right now. So let's get it, man. What are your? Oh, I take that back. Okay, D is on board. Luke's on board. All right, for you, Luke, give me a win, a win that you can point to.
Honestly, today I've had the most wins, multiple, than I have since I've started doing this.
Oh,
Um,
come on, man. Let's
yeah, I
go for
I
momentum.
uh I got my 10 prospects that I reached out to today. Um, one of those, two of those landed phone calls that I had today. One of those landed a Zoom call that I have scheduled for Tuesday next week with you. The other, I'm doing a follow-up call with her tomorrow to kind of just, she wants to just just ask a few more questions. She said before she wants to schedule a Zoom, but wasn't anything too crazy. She was just in a rush to get out the door. So I said, yeah, I've got 10 minutes that I can chit chat with you for a little bit tomorrow, and then we'll get something locked down. But she's very, very interested, and that's for a property out in Phoenix.
Awesome. That is great stuff. I appreciate it. I'm gonna circle back to you with one or two questions, Luke. But the thing that um I'm going to circle back to you about is, was there like any space, like mentally or emotionally, you were saying, man, it's just not happening fast enough.
Oh yeah.
Don't answer that now. Don't answer it
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Just think about it.
All right.
All right. D, how are you doing?
Hi.
Hey, you off of mute. Hey, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Sorry, I'm not on camera. I'm kind of juggling a little right now, but I wanted to hop on and check it out.
No worries. I'm a married man. I know not all the time my wife is going to be on camera, but she's always around. Um,
That's right.
Similar to the question I posed for Luke, what would you say are some wins that you can track from the last week or so?
I think kind of what I was telling you from our last call, obviously, I loved the shotgun versus sniper approach. And I was actually talking to my husband last night about this, that optimizing. So the optimization has made me more aggressive, a lot quicker with better responses.
Yeah, yeah. For
So that's huge for me.
yeah, for I have a thought and I'm gonna come back to it in a minute. But here's a seed I want to plant for you, Denitra. What is something that you're now doing that you weren't even thinking about when you were coming out of boot camp with Carlos? And just think
Um,
about that, and I'll circle back. I'll circle
oh,
back.
oh, gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
Kind of plant that seed. Um, uh, I think what I want to do, Luke, is, do you remember the question I asked you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the first thing that came to you when I asked that question?
To be honest, it was last week. I just remember having a conversation with my wife right before we were getting ready to go to church, and I'm like, man, I just keep trying and trying, and I feel like I'm falling short, and I feel like I'm spreading myself too thin with everything I've got going on in life, and I just I don't know if I should keep trying to pursue this. And she told me like, just keep trying, give it another month, and we'll just keep praying about it and just keep working hard. And something switched, and it happened. Shoot, yesterday or 2 days ago, I had a landlord call that still trying to land them on a Zoom schedule, but I just kept going, and today I made it a point to get 10 out today, and that led to two phone calls and one Zoom 100% scheduled, and the other is probably going to get one scheduled tomorrow. I'm about 9.5 out of 10% or 9.5 out of 10 confident that that's going to land a Zoom call.
And good stuff. Good stuff. You said something that made me kind of think about what I'm going to share with you guys for my success and my wins this week. So thank you for saying that. Um, Denitra, what about you? Do you remember the question I asked?
Yeah, what I am doing differently than what I was doing in boot camp, right?
Yep. Hmm.
It's the research. So I was more so just finding an area and just sending a ton of emails, text messages, but I wasn't actually researching the area to see if it was even something I should spend my time on.
Hmm.
And coming from the perspective of knowing that our time is very valuable, that
Yeah.
was very huge for me because I've got other things going on as well. So to learn that was amazing. And to be honest though, too, really quick, is like there was a huge learning curve that I didn't like, but as I embraced it, I was like, okay, this is helping me. This is not hurting me.
Hmm. Yeah. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing
Hmm.
that. Um, Sister Sam and Sister Helen and Brother Sam, are you guys with us today?
Yes, we are. I am.
Hey, awesome, awesome. Well, listen, don't worry about your cameras. I know your camera was having some challenges earlier.
It's
If you
been
guys could,
acting up.
I, I know. So
Yeah.
we're talking about our weekly wins. If you guys could just point to maybe something tangible over the last few days that are making you feel energized, momentum, etc.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It's been like a whirlwind for sure. So, it was Monday when okay, last week, Friday, we had a client. I mean, I reached out to her and in Boston, and we had a Zoom call, and she seemed interested, even though she had so many questions. But then on at the same time, a friend of mine who lived in Texas, and her husband, um, they moved to Colorado, bought a 6-bedroom house. And then as we were talking, they say that, they've been doing Airbnb, and they they're okay with it, managing it. But then we said, well, we might help you guys. And so we looked into the house, and Monday we had a Zoom call with you, Brother Earl, and I'm waiting for them to reach back out to me with their proposal. And then today, and then 2 days ago, I had another gentleman that lives in Pensacola, but he has a property in Utah. And so
Hmm.
I reached out to him as soon as I sent the text, the first text one.
Hmm.
He called me right back. I'm like, wow, that was quick. And I was like, well, I'm not ready. So I tried to get my
He said, I'm
call, and
not ready.
it dropped. And I'm like, oh no, what happened? So I called him back, and he said, well, tell me about what you do, being a accommodation specialist. I said, well, I got my notes because I printed my notes. I'm like, okay, I'll go through this to qualify the property. And he told me that he's been managing, he has a 7-bedroom property in Utah, and he does not enjoy managing it. And
Hmm.
he's looking, so he said, so if I give you this property, will you you will get a contract with me? I said, yes, we will, and we'll take over everything, and you just earn the money. Like, I like that. So
Hmm.
we scheduled a meeting today at 3:30, but I guess he did not realize that it was 3:30 Eastern time, even though I wrote and I sent the message, but I guess you didn't see. But it is Central time because in Pensacola. So I just rescheduled another meeting for tomorrow. So that's where we are.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
And for you, Helen, Sam, what do you guys think has changed for you guys since, we initially had our first conversation, and what you guys are doing differently in your business now?
Well, definitely the coaching and also having the properties that are vetted already, it really helps a lot because we did that last year. We sent so many property owners message one and not even one bite, none.
Mhm.
And we were like, what is going on? I mean, we sent hundreds and hundreds of messages to and not one. I think maybe one time we had one person in like months. So this really helps because we've been getting a lot of responses. So thank you so much for your coaching.
No, no worries, no worries. So, I'm gonna share with you guys my success wins. One's personal, one's professional. I'll start with the personal first. Um, so I guess many of you guys may have known, like, so if it wasn't for like a mentor, I would have never gotten into the real estate space at all. And ironically enough, as you kind of move, you kind of go up the ladder a little bit. So, my first mentor I met in our local meetup, great guy, had about 40 doors, and kind of gave me the blueprint. Coach Jim G, did a lot for me. And now I'm with another mentor group, gentleman out of Hawaii, and he's in the multi family space, so apartment buildings. So how many doors does he have? Maybe close to maybe 4,000 doors based on the number of apartments. But anyway, he was sharing with me something that he does. So, just like him and his wife have a date night, even though he's extremely busy, has all of these businesses, once a week, him and his wife have a date night. But he also did this. Him and his kids, he has 5 kids. And what he does is based on the day that they were born. Like, so I have a son coming up, his birthday is gonna be on the 10th. So the 10th of every month, he has a date night with his kids. So he doesn't lose that intimacy, even though he's super busy, he doesn't lose that intimacy with his kids. So each kid knows that 12 times a year, they got a one-on-one with dad. Man. And I thought about that. I was like, man, I missed that window. Because I mean, me and my wife honestly didn't even think about getting into, being entrepreneurs until after our kids left the house. But that was kind of in my spirit for the last, I think he said that maybe 3 months ago. And so my win is this: me and my oldest, we have a father-dad day. And so once a week we're going to get together and just talk about, he's 27 years old, and he's not a young adult. He's not a teenager, and he's not grown. He's in that middle phase. And, we just had such a great conversation the last time we spoke. He does the online dating thing, and he's tired of it. I'm glad he's tired of it. Um, but just knowing that um I'm not just getting information, I'm applying the information. That's always a win for me. So that was the personal thing. The professional thing is, some of you guys may or may not know that Coach Suzanne has a segment that she does every Sunday on the 10X BnB Facebook site called um, Teaming Up or Partnering or whatever. So, but the long and the short of it, she has invited me and a couple of my JV partners to kind of come on March 1st So I'm going to be informally reaching out to the community of anybody that would like to have an opportunity to be a part of that. So I thought that was really thoughtful. Um, I guess she likes the reason she reached out to me is she likes some of the content that I put out in the community of not just getting started with your short-term business, but how to operationally run it once you get up and running. So, and that's kind of what I wanted to segue to right now. So, what I have for you guys today is 12 points that will help you guys. I don't want to use this word lightly, but optimize the Airbnb algorithm. So, I'm going to play a short clip. I'm going to invite you to take a few notes because after it runs, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about each one of the points. Because one of the things that I'm working on silently in the background is a way, once you guys get your first property up and running, that I help you guys automatically hit the right notes in creating that listing. And after you create that listing, what you should be doing in a 30-day, 60-day, and a 90-day cycle to keep it on page one. So let me share with you the clip, and then we'll have a chance to talk about the clip a little bit more. All right, here's the clip.
Airbnb's algorithm is secretly sabotaging your listing right now because of one simple mistake. I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it in this video. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 11 algorithm tips that can triple your bookings, including the hidden Airbnb feature that gives your listing instant preference and why perfect listings actually perform worse. If you stick around till the end, I'll show you exactly how Andrew from New Zealand hit 80% occupancy right from day one using these exact strategies. And I'll even make you a deal. If you aren't making a single one of these 11 mistakes covered in this video, I'll hook you up with a free month in BnB Tribe. Just drop a comment down below after watching the entire video. Hi, I'm James Fedek, co-author of Airbnb for Dummies and one of the world's leading short-term rental educators. Over my 8 years of hosting through every market cycle, I've personally managed dozens of listings while earning a full-time income myself and traveling the world full-time. I've been featured in some of the world's biggest publications and helped thousands of hosts to level up their hosting. Through BnB Mastery, I've helped over 800 hosts to optimize their business, plus helped over 700 people launch successful co-hosting careers. I'm here to help you with your short-term rental. Now let's dive right in with tip number 1. Your first photo alone determines 90% of your clicks. Most hosts think they need 20 amazing photos, but the algorithm doesn't care about photo 12. It cares about photos 1 through 5. And photo 1 is everything. Here's what you need to do. Your first photo should show your most desirable amenity, not your living room. If you've got a hot tub, that's photo number 1. Pool, photo 1. Incredible view, photo 1.
Please write that down if you're taking notes. It's not the 50 photos necessarily that we're encouraged to upload per the 10x BnB training. It's the first 5, the very first 5 that make the biggest impact on people clicking your listing. 5 fingers, 5 photos. And I'm going to share some thoughts on what we're doing to help you guys move the needle.
The algorithm tracks click-through rates on your first photo more than anything else. And if guests aren't clicking, you're not getting bookings. Next, arrange photos 2 through 5 to tell a story that walks guests through your property. And make sure every photo is bright, colorful, and professionally edited. The ROI on professional photography is insane, so do not cheap out here. Now, here's tip number 2, and this one's hiding in plain sight. Airbnb has a custom promotion feature that most hosts have never even touched, but when you use it, you get an instant algorithm boost. I'm not talking about weekly or monthly discounts either. I'm talking about Airbnb's actual custom promotion tool. Go into your calendar, select specific dates that you want to fill, and create a custom promotion.
So what I want you guys to think about is this. When we talk about launching your property, we always think in terms of the hybrid, the midterm for the low season, short term for the high season. So think about projecting 60 days in the future. And the and again, my suggestion is you don't do it high season. You do it where it's in the low season, but maybe it's getting ready to, if you think about a roller coaster, it's at the bottom and it's getting ready to go up. His suggestion is based on the market that your listing is in, kind of figure out where that point is and do just as he says, create a promotion inside. And we can talk about what that looks like when you guys are ready, but that's a hidden gem that I've actually started doing myself.
The algorithm sees this as you being proactive about filling up your calendar, and it gives promoted listings preference in the search results. Here's the strategy. Use custom promotions for dates that are 30 to 60 days out and struggling to get booked. Even a 5 to 10% discount can trigger the algorithm boost that gets you way more visibility. This creates a flywheel effect that I'll explain later on in the video. Tip number 3 is going to surprise you because most hosts avoid this feature because they're scared of bad guests. Turn on Instant Book. But here's the workaround that nobody talks about. When you enable Instant Book, you can set guest requirements that filter out the guests you don't want. The key setting is called Good Track Record.
And number 3, set Instant Book. Hashed only guests with good track records. And I'll share maybe a little bit about how Instant Book can work for you. And obviously we have some stories about how it worked against us because we didn't know this hack at the time.
And this is a lifesaver. With Good Track Record turned on, only guests who have stayed on Airbnb without incidents or negative reviews can book your listing instantly. Everyone else has to send you a request to get your approval ahead of time. The algorithm gives Instant Book listings a massive boost because Airbnb knows these properties convert browsers into bookers much faster. You'll see your search ranking jump within days. Now, here's where it gets interesting with tip number 4. If you're below 90% response rate, you're invisible to the algorithm. But here's what shocked me. Response time affects your ranking massively. The algorithm tracks how fast you respond to inquiries, and hosts who respond within an hour get priority placement. Hosts who take more than 24 hours, you're getting buried. This is exactly why inside BnB Tribe, we have automated message templates that respond instantly to common guest questions. You maintain that high response rate without being glued to your phone 24/7, 365. Now, tip number 5 is going to flip everything you think you know about pricing. Being the cheapest listing in your area actually hurts your ranking. Great guests often see rock bottom pricing as a signal that something's wrong with your property. The guests you want won't book, and the guests you don't want will. Here's the 20% rule. Price your listing within 20% of comparable properties in your area. If similar listings are averaging $100 per night, your sweet spot is $80 to $120.
I call this the 20% rule. Make sure you guys write it down. Price your space within 20% of the highest and the lowest, because you always want to be kind of in the middle. And again, we use software that will help us do that, but it's always better to know what the software should be doing so you can self-check the software.
Guests want to see quality options, not desperate discounts. And the algorithm's goal is to show guests what they want to see. Our price optimization spreadsheet inside BnB Tribe factors in all this competitive analysis automatically, so you never have to do the guesswork. All right, tip number 6 is pure algorithm psychology. Keep your calendar open as far out as possible. The algorithm interprets an open calendar as more opportunities for guests to book and gives you more visibility. Most hosts close their calendar beyond 90 days out because they're not sure about their schedule. Big mistake. Keep it open 12 months in advance and adjust as needed. Set your booking window to accept reservations up to a year in advance.
So back in the day before we used software, guys, like we didn't do this. We didn't do this because we were afraid to. Here's why. So if I'm in the middle of the winter and I have low demand, my prices are going to be really, 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 really competitive. But because it wasn't dynamic, the price that a person would see in January would be the same price that they would see in the middle of July. Because we didn't know what we didn't know. So we would have people in January booking us for July for January prices. So, of course, we got burnt once, twice, stopped getting burned up, but we contracted our calendar. And we didn't realize that we were turning down the throttle instead of turning it up. So now we know better, so we do better. So I will never advise you guys to close your calendar because we have a workaround called dynamic pricing. So you guys won't have to worry about some of the things that we learned the hard way. All right, a few more thoughts and then we're gonna open it up for conversation.
The algorithm sees this availability and gives you preference for guests planning ahead, who are typically higher quality, longer staying guests anyway. Now, here's where things get really advanced with tip number 7. The algorithm learns from who reviews you, not just what they say. If business travelers consistently review your property and rank it well, the algorithm starts showing your listing to more business travelers. If families review you and you get more family bookings, this is why guest avatar alignment is so crucial. Your reviews tell the algorithm exactly what type of guest your property attracts, and it uses that data for future matching. Want more business travelers? Highlight your work-friendly amenities and fast Wi-Fi in your listing. Then make sure your business guests always leave great reviews. Want more families? Talk up your kid-friendly features and safety measures. Here's what shocked me about tip number 8. 3 bookings in 14 days beats 10 bookings in 60 days for algorithm ranking. The algorithm cares a lot about what they call booking velocity. There's a momentum window that the algorithm tracks, and consistent booking activity signals that your property is in demand.
Now, he hasn't said this, but I'll say it and give it direction. The quicker you can get these bookings, quote unquote, with 5 stars. Our goal is 5 stars for 5 guests. All right. And that will equal what we call guest favorite. When we get 5 stars from 5 guests, that gives us guests. That is effectively what has now replaced the superhost status. If you're a superhost, it really doesn't mean anything anymore. What means something is guest favorites, because guest favorites, your properties live on the first 2 to 3 pages. That's what he's talking about without even saying the word. We can pull back the onion, the layer, we can pull back that onion layer a little bit as well.
If you go more than 1 or 2 weeks without a booking, you start losing that momentum. This is where strategic pricing to trigger velocity cycles is so important. Sometimes it's better to book a 3-night stay at a slightly lower rate than wait for that perfect 1-week booking that might never come. Tip number 9 builds on that momentum concept. Review frequency impacts your ranking almost as much as review scores. Yes, you need great reviews, but the algorithm also wants to see them come in frequently and recently. The algorithm sees frequent reviews as proof of consistent guest satisfaction over time. This is why our guest messaging sequence inside BnB Tribe is designed to encourage reviews faster. Send your review request message within 6 hours of checkout. when the experience is still fresh in their minds. Guests who get reminded early are 3 times more likely to leave you a review. Now, tip number 10 is something 90% of hosts never do. The algorithm rewards active management. So regular updates to your listing signal that you're engaged and improving the guest experience. Here's the refresh strategy. Update your photo every 3 to 4 months. Refresh your description every 60 days and add new amenities whenever possible. Even small changes like updating your welcome message or adding a new local recommendation tells the algorithm that this is an actively managed property that deserves priority placement. And here's the final tip that ties everything in together. Views mean nothing if they don't convert to bookings. The algorithm tracks your view to booking ratio, and listings that convert browsers into bookers get massive preference. If you're getting lots of views but very few bookings, you've got a conversion problem, not a visibility problem. This usually comes down to pricing being too high, photos not matching expectations, or unclear listing descriptions. Focus on conversion optimization first, then visibility. A listing that converts 5% of views at a lower search ranking will outperform a listing that converts 1% at a higher search ranking.
That was a lot. And kudos for you guys hanging in there. Let me get off screen share for a minute. Who wants to come off of mute and maybe share like an insight that they got just from watching those 4 or 5 small optimizations?
I'll go. I mean, the thing that stuck out to me the most too is it's not just the 5-star reviews, but who is actually doing the reviewing and it's tailoring it to those and showing it to those people more frequently. I had no idea that that's how the algorithm was working. I thought it was just you see 5-star reviews, anybody looking out of that area gets to see it.
Bingo. Airbnb is much like YouTube, meaning that if you turn on YouTube and you watch a fishing video, better believe the next 5 videos are going to be fishing related.
Hmm.
That's kind of how the guest profile works too. Thanks for sharing, Luke. Who else
Yep.
wants to come off the mute and share an insight? Go ahead, Denitra.
I like how Airbnb respects proactivity, like managing the property and responding quickly and like looking at your calendar and customizing and adding cells. Like I didn't know how high tech Airbnb was. I thought like, you put a property up and it's going to get booked,
Mm-hmm.
but there's systems to it. So thank you for sharing that video. That's incredible.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Who else?
I will go. It was very interesting to say that the first 5 pictures or photos make such a big impact on booking.
Mm-hmm.
That is so amazing. I didn't know that. And also how the photos are, being bright and the amenities also. That is also the key to make sure that you highlight that in your first 5 pictures.
Good stuff. Yeah, and before I open up to our marketplace section, I'm going to show you a little trick that we're now using uh, to help you guys even uh, okay, not like a off the top. Say you don't have a whirlpool. Say you don't have um a gaming room in your. There's still a way. There's still a strategy that's at your disposal, and I'll share with you um something really clever someone taught me. Anyone else want to come off of mute and share one insight? Gregory, hey, you just joined us. How you doing, Mr. Walker? Hey, looks like you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yep.
Yeah, I got 2 of them on. I'm trying to cut one of them off.
Okay.
If I go to anyway, let me cut.
Did anything specific jump out at you?
Well, I didn't. I missed it. I missed it.
You missed it. Okay. No, no worries. No worries. All right. So I'm gonna screen share. Couple things I want you guys to kind of take away. Because again, the reason for the team is for you to maximize best best practices. All right. As the saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. So here's what I want to share with you guys here. Um, okay. So here's one of the really cool hacks that we have figured out. There's something really, really cool called AI. And there's a prompt that we use in all of our photos because we don't have hot tubs. We don't have pools. But one of the cool things that we can do is we can ask AI to take a average living space and make it experiential. So let me see if I can go to view only. Here we go. All right. So what happened is I took this ordinary image. I thought I could make it bigger, but I don't know why it's not making it. I took an ordinary image and I asked AI to make it experiential. And what did it do, guys? It just simply added people enjoying the space. And that sorted it to the first 5 pages. Let me go take another listing as an example. It has people enjoying the space. Same listing as before, but me just doing a little tweak of making it experiential gives this the edge to pull it, whatever page it was, it's now on the first couple pages. I think I got another example of our Texas property in this data set. Mm, view. Here we go. An outdoor picture, an indoor picture, an outdoor picture, an indoor picture. All right. So I'm just gonna pivot away from that and just get some quick uh feedback. Now that you know, maybe something that you didn't know was possible. Who
So
wants to come up with you?
with those photos, did you just upload the photo of the property and ask it to just input people living in the space?
And I literally uploaded the picture and I said to my AI, I'm no longer interested in heads and beds. I need you to create an experience. So I want you to take every living space and turn it into something that's experiential.
Okay.
And it did the rest. Good question, though. Good question, Luke. Anybody else want to come off of mute?
Have you seen an increase in bookings using that?
100%.
He said, have you seen an increase in using that?
We have seen an increase, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I may have to excuse myself, but
Oh, no worries.
I'm going to listen to it again. And thank you so much for the tips. It's wonderful.
That's what the replay is for.
Mm.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna, unless you have an additional question, what I want to do is I want to open up the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, however we have, for any marketplace questions. Any questions maybe that you just have personally, not related to anything I shared with you. Um, um, this is the purpose of the bi-monthly call. Who wants to come off of you? Marketplace questions, Q&A.
How I think this is something I've been thinking about is, and obviously I'm kind of thinking ahead once I get that first property, how realistic is it to get, I think, what is it, the reviews at a certain time frame or that 10-day to get noticed by the algorithm or something like that? Like, how realistic is that?
So it's very, very realistic, So, obviously we're going to have to have a 5-star review. We're going to have all of the back end stuff set up. So the communication will be set up in hospitables. That's going to prompt them, that, the day after they arrive, they're going to be prompted with a welcome message. Say, hey, we hope you enjoyed the complimentary coffee bar. Um, Here's a list of 20 places that you might be interested in having a lunch or early morning breakfast at. So they get that day one. And then before they wrap it up their stay, they're gonna get another automated message. And the automated message is simply gonna say, hey, based on the system, the night after your stay is over with is open. If at all you're interested in booking an extra night, we can throw at you an added discount.
Oh, that's cool. That's bright.
So we're gonna basically service them to death. And it obviously for those of you guys who've worked with me for any period of time, once they book the place, then they now have the virtual store they can go into. And the virtual store has a bunch of all cool little add-ons, whether it's a massage, whether it's a yoga class, whether it's a culinary experience. All of those things I would add that Airbnb is now offering the guest that we don't get any percentage of, even though they're in our homes, in our managed properties. Through Airbnb, you get no slice of it. Through our virtual store, you can. So just through all of that, and I guess the big thing is to generate the momentum we're talking about. We strategically, in the creation of your listing, do something very, very clever. We take that 20% discount for new listings so that we can drive. We're in essence what we're doing is we're giving people a 20% break for their first 3 listings to guarantee that we get those reviews quickly. Because once they come into our place, they're gonna be blown away. We just need to get them there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
For sure. Yeah.
Excellent question, by the way. Excellent question. Any other marketplace questions I can entertain before I go down a rabbit hole? All right, going once, going twice. Okay, so check this out, guys. Here's the last 10 minutes of our call today. When you guys are ready, I am going to give you something called a master prompt to create listings. Now, some of you guys may ask, well, what is that exactly? Well, let me pull back the curtain a little bit. So, everything that you guys just heard about in that video, I took that information and I did something called, I analyzed it. And I analyzed it along with the best practices that we have been doing, as we've been optimizing. And now we have something called a master prompt. So I can put this into anyone's AI system, and it's simply going to ask you a couple questions. What city, what state, bed and bath count, how many people does it sleep, the property type, the furnishing level. We're going to answer all of these questions. Area of demand drivers, is it hospitals, is it universities, is it a specific employee set? So this is all the data that we feed into it. Where to tell me the seasonality. When's the high? When's the shoulder? When's the low? Okay. Operational constraints. So this is all the stuff that we're putting in. So here's what comes out the back end. The pricing strategy comes out. Should we price the weekday versus the weekend? Our listing optimization. What should our title strategy be? What should our titles be for the for the low season? And how do we change our title when it's the high season? Some of you guys may not know that. You don't keep the same title year round. You swap out the title just like you swap out the photos. And sometimes, by the way, you don't even need to swap the photos. You just need to reposition them. All right. I got a thumbs up. Okay, cool. All right. It'll give you booking rules. It'll give you success matrix. And then I have phase one. I have phase two. I have phase three. So I am just really super excited for you guys to get to this point so I can give you the prompt. All right. So that's all I got for you guys for today. Let me come off of screen shares. And if we could just kind of do a share out, um, you know, what's one thing that we took away from this from our by monthly session? One big idea that you took away. And we'll let you go last, Greg, because I know you came late.
Okay.
And for me, it was just the 12 steps, just kind of driving home some of the things that we've already learned, but also showing some new things about how to stay current and stay fresh with your listing. But on top of that, just how quickly a listing can be successful.
Thumbs up. Thanks, Luke. Who wants to share next?
First, I would say I didn't even know that you did bi-monthly calls. So this has been nice engaging with other people and being able to just learn even more. The value is pretty incredible. So I would say that, and then obviously I second what Luke said. Like the optimization game is just goated. It's awesome.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right. I know Helen had to step away. Sam, if you're there, if you want to share, have at it. You can come off of mute, and then we'll end with Greg. Or we can just end with Greg. Greg, if you want to come off of mute and just share one of your takeaways.
Okay, just by listening to what I did, I was able to. Hey, I hate that I missed the first part, but it seemed like it was, real insightful. Um, but the little that I did see, especially what you ended with, the optimization and that AI thing that you just, that is something I think big. And I'm trying to connect with a homeowner right now. She's really like stressing about trying to get some tenants in there, and I'm telling her like this is not something, not like a quick fix type of thing. You have to optimize it and make sure everything is correct before you just launch it. And she's not, her patience and her, I guess she's struggling, which we all are. I know I am. My uncle he just totaled one of my cars. I loaned him, and so it's like wow, stress.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. But
Yeah, life is a killer.
yes, it's affecting everybody. It seems like this year is like the starting of this year is like, whoo man, it's like I'm baffled. It's like why? What's going on?
For
But
sure. Yeah.
but yeah, and just knowing just about this AI system that you got, I think that would be I don't would that like speed up the process with the with the onboarding and all that. It seemed like
Oh
it
yeah,
would.
it's a game changer. Yep, it's a game changer. You
Yeah,
don't mess around trying to figure it out on your own.
right.
You automatically back into best practices.
Yeah. So yeah, but
Like small things like this. Your title should never be more than 32 characters. Here's the reason. Most people book on Airbnb using their mobile phone and not their desktop.
right.
Who knew?
Yeah, but that's the way I did it. I used my mobile phone too, so I agree when I did my when I booked in Airbnb. And
Yep.
yeah, so I mean I that's why I wanted to get with you because this lady, like I said, she's stressed out on that, and she has two properties. I mean, one seemed like it's a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, but regardless, you know what I mean. It's pretty nice. It's okay. The 3-2 that she has, it's not you know it's not up to par, and I'm trying to convince her that she may have to over time add add to it. So
Yeah.
and
But Greg, remember, that's what I'm here for. Let me do all the heavy lifting. You just coordinate the invitation
okay. That's what
and give
that's
me enough about the property so I can do the due diligence to create the data deck.
right.
Sound good?
Okay, sounds good. Sounds
All
good.
right.
We gotta connect. I don't know like when we can because
You I'll s- I'll make sure you have my calendar link. I'll make sure you have my calendar link. All right.
okay.
Last words, Sam or Helen. Last words.
I'm back. I was so fascinated by number 5, where it says rock bottom prices is not good in the new practice, the 20% rule, so that you are not too high, not too low, right in the middle, like a sweet spot there.
The sweet spot. Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like that. I really like that.
All right. Well, good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
All right. Well, look, I appreciate some of you guys on Eastern, some of you guys are on specific time zone. I appreciate you guys taking this time out of your calendar day to visit in the community. We will be back here in 14 days to do it again. All right. So goodbye for now, everybody.
Thanks,
Take care.
Real. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. See you guys.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.